low, I'm a grass brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When a check hit, the direct hit, I'm glad. When a check missed, the direct hit, I'm sad. Like, who's that knocking at my window? They say that it's the money, I'm like tenfold. Over and out. That's gonna make you up like a limbo. She said she not a...
Coach, winter is just around the corner as you get a look at New Era Field just south of Buffalo, New York. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Check 180. 21, check back 21. It's our field. It's our field. Go.
Throwing on first down is Allen. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. He's coming. Double up. Double up. Hey, tight.
And they'll keep it on the ground with McCoy. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Complete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Check Mike 21, check Mike 5 wide.
So the shotgun snap to Allen, and able to find John Brown. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 21. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
No. Mike 52 right here. 52. Watch the flag. Watch the flag.
Allen now on first down. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Bradley Chubb racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're an offense and you saw that on tape, you've got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Buying time to his left. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Let's go. First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Lock now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Go out. Kill. Leo. Wide. Get wide. Orbit. Go. Get ready.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, here's Justin Vogel on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Credit the tackle to Isaac Yiadom.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Allen fakes the give and keeps himself. On the left side, he finds Beasley. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Round 80. Come on, boy. Come on, boy.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 more on that one, and another first down. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Now a first down carry here from McCoy. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they're looking at a second down and 9 to go.
Coming this way. Here we go. 52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. Watch. Alert! Watch the run. Here we go.
On second and 9, Allen trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And this one will be brought back to the 22. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion, second and 10 from the 22. Lock again here on second and 10. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 yards there, first down.
Completion was given up, and that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Look at me. Sit fight.
Lock now on first down. Flush to his right, and he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Isaiah McKenzie, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And now it's blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball.
That's our ball, baby. Go in the other way.
Steven Hauschka sets the kickoff.
So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 4 from the 31.
You must be dreaming.
They look to throw. It's Locke. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Hey, high 7.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Locke eluding the pressure right. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Block now to throw. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the...
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Adam Gotsis, the Aussie, with a sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Allen. They'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and
8. Round 80! 21, check Mike 21. 3 buzz, 3 buzz. Stop.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that is incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down. Locke working out of the gun. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Now, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And this will be touchdown across midfield at the 45-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
somewhere else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Throwing on second down. Allen. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The Bills on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Allen. Cannot get away, and down he goes. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. The Bills send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Turn 2, son. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58. Let's go.
Throwing again on second down. Locke. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
10, 64, Hey, Haywood!
From the gun, it's Locke. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
58, right over there, yeah. Mike, 58. Rock it. I got you. Watch the eye. Check three. Alert flare. Hey. Get it.
They do go for it. It's Locke. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Jerry Hughes. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Come on, QB, come on. Middle. Shit.
Stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
Come on. Tighten up.
They'll try and run it with McCoy. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. LaShawn McCoy, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned.
Under pressure, they got him again. That sack by Tremaine Edmonds. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Hey, let's go.
Lock to throw on 2nd down. He'll get this to Phillip Lindsay, complete. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
70, Indy.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
80 weapon.
Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsay. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. And this one's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Locke to throw. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. Go. Get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Convert. Hey, 58 is a Mike. Go 58 to Mike.
They'll go for it. It's Locke. He'll let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Tre'Davious White, the LSU man, there to knock it away that time. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
5 wide. Middle. 52.
Throwing now is Allen, and that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Crunch.
Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll go as just a 15-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
X3, 218, jump, lead grip.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. 3 quarters have come and gone. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Another run by Lindsey. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
It's a gain of 10.
They'll run on first down. It's Lindsey.
You ain't doing nothing today.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Look at me. Go. Back. Hey, lock it. Go. Now. Shoot.
Shotgun snap to Lock. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 23. Lock now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
He's crashing. Hey. Ready.
Throwing on first down is Lock. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Go.
Lock will try again on 2nd down. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
To throw on 3rd down. Lock. And that will be incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Lock to throw for it on 4th. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Again, it's Lock. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Philip Lindsey, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Broncos get a bit closer. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Round 80! It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
From the shotgun, it's a give to McCoy. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Check.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Allen hands off to McCoy. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And he stopped immediately there. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Kill.
The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor.
Now, Locke, he lost the football. It's out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. And he'll take this one down near the 15. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. Starlin Tulele with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on fourth down tries. They're trying again. Here's Locke. Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. Courtland Sutton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos cut into that lead. Now McManus for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14.
Makes the score Bills 28, Broncos 14.
So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Round 80. Let's go.
Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 48-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. So Allen's going to look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. The Bills on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 11.
Let's get off the field. Hey, check.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And the Broncos get there and take him down. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And despite the cold,